The Mystery of King Karfu from the Casebook of Seymour Sleuth, written by Doug Cushman. My name is Seymour Sleuth. I am the greatest detective in the world. With my faithful assistant and photographer Abbott Muggs, I travel around the world solving mysteries. This is a casebook of one of my most baffling mysteries. I call it The Mystery of King Karfu. Welcome to the tomb of King Karfu. Egypt, Mediterranean Sea, Cairo, the tomb of King Karfu, Nile River, the stone chicken of King Karfu. June 24th, 8:14 a.m., London, England. While finishing a little breakfast with Muggs, I receive a telegram from my good friend Professor Slagbottom. Big Ben O'Graham, always on time. Seymour, please come to Egypt at once. My latest discovery, the stone chicken of King Karfu, has been stolen. I'm sending 2 tickets for the ship, the Seapharaoh. Meet me at the king's tomb and help solve this mystery. Professor Slagbottom. Same day, 10:36 a.m. Muggs agrees to come with me to photograph every moment of this case. After a light snack, we pack our bags and take a taxi to the dock where the Seapharaoh is waiting. Piccadilly taxi receipt, £4, June 24th, 1928. Packing list. Tie, sandwiches, suntan lotion, pants, candy bar, fish, chips, underwear, toothbrush, hat. Visa. Seymour Sleuth, World's Greatest Detective, Wombat, Australia, May 4th, 1888. June 4th, 1928. Abbott Muggs, Photographer, Mouse, England, September 24th, 1898, June 24th, 1928. Welcome aboard the Seapharaoh, England, Europe, Egypt. Ticket for 1 to Egypt, one way. From the Seapharaoh ship doctor, take 4 seasick pills daily, don't forget. June 25th to 27th aboard the Seapharaoh. I relax and read about Professor Slagbottom's discovery. The stone chicken is believed to be an important clue to the famous lost treasure of King Karfu. King Karfu was a gourmet cook as well as a wealthy pharaoh with many treasures. His greatest treasure was hidden in a golden box that has been missing for centuries. No one knows what the treasure is, but whoever has the chicken may be able to find it. June 27th, 9:48 a.m., Cairo. The Seapharaoh docks in Cairo. Muggs and I ride camels to the tomb of King Karfu. The tomb is magnificent. My camel ride is not. You rent a camel, 14 King Tut Way, Cairo, Egypt. 2 camels at £19.35. Ride in style along the Nile. The professors camp at the tomb. Same day, 11:38 a.m., the tomb of King Karfu. I meet my friend Professor Slagbottom. I was in my tent late at night studying the chicken, he explains. I went to the food tent for a cup of tea. I was only gone a few minutes. When I returned to my tent, the chicken was gone. What about the lost treasure of King Karfu? I ask. Isn't it true that whoever stole the chicken will be able to find the lost treasure? That's right, said the professor. There is a secret code written on the chicken. I was just starting to decode it when the chicken was stolen. We must hurry or the thief will be able to steal the lost treasure too. Same day, 11:54 a.m. I go to the professor's tent and view the scene of the crime. Muggs takes pictures of the clues we find. Footprint, scrap of paper, red fish, crumbs. Notes on the suspects. Professor Slagbottom gives me a list of the others who were working near the tomb at the time of the crime. They were the only ones around the tomb that night. One of them must be the thief. The cook has cooked for Professor Slagbottom for many years, is usually cranky, likes to keep to himself. Dr. Amos Ramsdell, expert on Egypt, old rival of Professor Slagbottom, visiting tomb to collect treasures for his museum. Janet Slug, art student, studied Egyptian art in school, recently joined Professor Slagbottom's crew. Same day, lunchtime. I sit down to a small lunch and interview the cook. Where were you when the chicken was stolen? I ask him. I was looking through my recipes while my cookies were baking, he says. I'm a cook, not a thief. Besides, I can't read that funny writing on the chicken. Why would I want that old chicken? All I want is to build my own restaurant someday. The cook's footprint. Note, his couscous is excellent. Butter, salt, 2/3 cup couscous, 1 cup water. Boil water with salt, add couscous and butter. Cover and take off heat, let sit for 5 minutes, serve hot. Same day, 3:17 p.m. I watch Janet Slug at work. I was sketching a mummy when the chicken was stolen, she says. What would I want with a chicken anyway? Just because I studied the secret code in school doesn't make me a thief. I'm a poor artist, not a crook. I need this job to pay for my art classes. She always drinks tea and eats cookies while she works. She does not offer me any. Could such a young artist be a thief? Janet Slugg's footprint. Same day, 4:10 p.m. I watch Dr. Ramsdell. He knows the tomb and the secret code very well. He says, I would love to have the stone chicken for my museum, but I would never steal it. I'm a scholar, not a thief. He drinks tea and eats peanut butter and celery when he works. He doesn't offer me any of these either. Dr. Ramsdell's footprint. Same day, 6:33 p.m. Muggs and I go back to my tent and have a small bite to eat. I look over my notes about this baffling case. Is someone lying? Have I missed a clue? I decide to give this case careful thought. Cookies plus footprint plus fish equals what? I'm hungry. Slug or Cook or Ramsdell? Notes on the clues. Footprint. Matches the cook's foot. Does not match Dr. Ramsdell's foot. Matches Janet Slugg's foot. Crumbs. Found with the cook. Dr. Ramsdell usually eats peanut butter and celery, doesn't leave crumbs. Found with Janet Slug. Scrap of paper. I've seen something like it before, but I can't remember where. Is it important? Redfish. I dismissed this clue. It was a herring from the sandwich I bought for my lunch. Notes on the suspects. The cook. Foot matches print at scene of crime. Bakes cookies. Can't read secret code. Dr. Ramsdell. Foot does not match print at scene of crime. Drinks tea and eats peanut butter and celery. Can read secret code. Janet Slug. Foot matches print at scene of crime. Eats cookies. Can read secret code. That night, 9:47 p.m., a message from the professor arrives at my tent. From the desk of Professor Slagbottom. Seymour, my secret decoder book has been stolen. Could the thief be the same one who stole the chicken? Please come to my tent at once. Professor Slagbottom. There is only one person who would need the decoder book. I know who the thief is. Later that night, 9:55 p.m., Muggs and I tell the professor. Then we all sneak up to the thief's tent. We hear a noise, but it is only my stomach growling. We burst into the thief's tent and find the cook, caught red-handed with the stone chicken and the decoder book. But before we can stop him, he jumps on his camel and tries to escape. My expert camel riding brings the crook to justice. Same night, 11:13 p.m., police station. The police arrive and take the cook to jail. He confesses to the crime. The professor is happy to have the chicken back. Police Department Confession Form EZ97. I, the cook, stole the stone chicken of King Karfu and the professor's decoder book. I wanted to find the lost treasure of King Karfu so I could sell it and use the money to build my own restaurant. I am sick of cooking for Professor Slagbottom. Signed, the cook. But the case is not over yet. June 28th, 10:36 a.m. Back at the tomb. The professor has finished translating the secret code on the chicken. At last we know how to find the lost treasure of King Karfu. Same morning, 10:51 a.m. Following the directions, we start at the entrance of the tomb. I graciously suggest that the professor go in the deep, dark, and spooky tunnel first, while I stand guard outside. He says I should go first. We flip a coin. I lose. I let Muggs go in first. We enter the king's chamber. We turn left. We open the third door. We lift the fourth stone in the floor. The chicken was right. We find a golden box. It must be the lost treasure. Same day, 1:30 p.m. The professor opens the golden box. Inside are sheets of parchment. He examines one carefully. What is it, I ask? I believe it is a recipe, he says. If it is, we have found what King Karfu would have treasured the most, his own secret recipes. Let's decode it and find out. Same day, 3:26 p.m. Eureka, the professor cries. There is no question that this is the lost treasure of King Karfu. This recipe is delicious. I agree with the professor. I've solved many mysteries, but this is the tastiest one yet. The Nile Gazette. Seymour Sleuth does it again. Great detective solves mystery of stone chicken and helps to discover the lost treasure of King Karfu. Egypt. Master Detective Seymour Sleuth has solved the baffling mystery of the missing stone chicken of King Karfu. The thief was apprehended late last night after a high-speed camel chase. No one was injured, although one of the camels sustained a slight bruise to the knee. All in all, it was a very delicious conclusion to a troublesome case, the detective said. There were times when I thought I couldn't do it, but we had some lucky breaks. The detective thanks his assistant, Abbott Muggs, for his help. It is always a pleasure to help a great detective, said Muggs. Besides, Seymour always knows the best places to eat. The vile criminal was the cook of the expedition. He confessed that see page 7, column 2 for more. The end.